The David case was a story that took the internet by storm.
I can't wait till this
almost
man get
overnight,
locked up,
a rising music artist who seemed like he had everything going for him was suddenly connected to
Exposed
one of
as
the
a
most
fucking
disturbing
weirdo.
cases the internet hadn't seen in years. And what made everything even more confusing was that David didn't really have the kind of public image that people expected a story like this from. He wasn't constantly in drama, he wasn't known for being reckless online, and for most people, he was just another artist who came from the internet, blew up fast, and seemed like he was only going to get bigger. Because before he was a real musical artist, David
maybe I'm saying that because we know what happened now, so maybe I can't, like, you know, like I can't, you know how like you would watch a serial killer documentary and you like, that nigga look like a serial killer, but I don't know if I'm saying he looked like a weirdo because I know he's a weirdo, or if I'm saying it because he just looked like a weirdo. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Weirdo. Just trying to become a Fortnite YouTuber. Back then, before all of the fames and crimes we're going to talk about, David started out uploading Fortnite videos. On his David Gaming channel, he would start out posting Fortnite clips and building edits and montages in hopes of becoming the next big gaming creator.
So basically, I played Fortnite from 2017 to 2021. I became a YouTuber. I was playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, all these different type of games to try to become like the biggest next thing, streamer, Kai Cenat, everything.
But while he was in this stage of making these types of videos, he kept running into one problem, which was the music he was using in the background kept getting copyrighted by the creator. And during an interview with Benny Blanco, David explained that after dealing with this enough times, he ended up deciding to just make his own music instead.
And you never did it before in your life?
Never. I never touched like a DAW, anything. I played instruments. I was in church choir when I was 13.
Did you sing?
I sang. I couldn't sing, but I sang.
So you just literally only made music so you could make a few more dollars.
Exactly.
Okay.
That was it.
And from there, the music slowly became less of a solution for the Fortnite problem and more of an actual thing that people started to pay attention to. His songs that he made started spreading and going viral on different social media apps like YouTube and TikTok, and before long, they started to become default songs that people would use in their edits, which led to him being able to reach an entirely wider audience.
That's crazy.
And as his music kept getting pushed in these different algorithms, he would eventually get his first viral sound.
David aside, because I know he's a weirdo, but I think it's really, really cool how people can like make their dreams come true on the fucking internet for free. Like I feel like that's like the coolest thing in the world. I know the internet causes a lot of problems and a lot of drama and shit, but I think it's real cool how somebody can like be at home, have a phone, and really like change their life, whether it's promoting a business, starting up, whatever it is, bro. It's like you could really like, it's
even
crazy.
I remember hearing in edits.
2.2 million
Back to the
views
weirdo.
in 2022.
Now sadly, I can't play a lot of the actual song unless this video will get copyright. Discover a body.
It's like how many other weirdos, how many other murders, how many other like freaky weird shit is going on that we don't know about. If we know about David Epstein, R. Kelly, Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, if we know about these people, it's like, okay, so what the fuck? Listen, y'all, YouTube and Meta might owe you up to $1,000 if you or your child grew up on social media. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health issues, you should hear this. Recently, a jury just ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They know that their apps can cause anxiety, depression, or body image issues, but they never shared those risks with us. They never made us sign anything that we knew the risk. They just maximized their profits. And the recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. But you better not worry. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm that they have caused. Click the link in my bio to take a very short questionnaire quiz because you might be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000. Is going on that we don't know about. That's the scary part to me.
Hidden in one of his cars.
There was a body found last night in the back of David's car. He's the guy that sings like, in the back of my mind, but there's a body found in the back of his car. Him and his team haven't said anything about it yet, so I'm a little bit concerned. I feel like he's such a good guy, though. I'm so
he's
confused.
not.
He just seems so wholesome, and he can sing like an angel. Why would he have
That's what demons do. They say the devil was handsome. They say the devil was handsome and he made great music. The devil is a liar. the master of deception. So some of the nicest people you gotta kind of be kind of like afraid of. Like you kind of gotta be on some like, you know, you gotta kind of take that shit with a grain of salt for real. You know what I mean? Some of the nicest, most wholesome. Oh yeah, I give back to the dog shelters. Some of them niggas. Oh, you gotta be careful of them niggas.
Body in the
Girls
back of his
too.
car. Why would he do? The thing is, his car was impounded. Like, it was at an impound lot, so it wasn't, like, in his driveway or something. That'd be a little more concerning for his sake. But everyone's immediately saying that David is innocent. Like, oh, yeah, he would never do this. But, I don't know. People probably said that about Epstein.
Now, when the news first broke, practically everyone was skeptical because the story sounded almost too insane to be real. David was still actively performing and on tour when everything was first announced. So a lot of people had the idea that this was a false report. You also had streamers and just random people on the internet coming out in his defense because, like I said, this sounded unbelievable.
Situation
with David? Yeah, he didn't do it.
He's not a murderer?
No.
Thank God, bro, because I was still going to listen to his music. I was just worried that I'd be an asshole if I did.
No, listen, he didn't do it. He literally performed the next day. If he was a suspect, the police would have been after him. He's not a suspect.
He's not just escaping the police clutches?
I'm not going to blame the nigga Jason because, like, if your friend who you kick it with and stream with and shit, if this happened to your friend, you'll probably be. I'm not gonna be. See me though. I'm not gonna get on the internet and defend your ass. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because you my friend. But I done seen friends. I done seen my friends do some shit. My previous like my friends from old. I've seen a nigga. I done heard some shit. Some shit that you would never believe. Like he did that. Oh no.
And I'm gonna perform. We're gonna perform on the 20th. Me and David.
Jason the Ween.
Let me do it. I'll make it. So.
Period.
Jason the Ween. What the fuck is a ween?
Do I think he's a murderer?
Yeah.
Can't rule him out.
Can't rule him out?
Can't rule him out.
Damn. No way. No.
You know what I did think was incredibly soft? I don't know if it's
how
true.
do you steal a Tesla though?
Huh? Wait, so you think it is him?
No, I don't
how
think
do you
it's
steal
him.
a Tesla?
I don't think it's him because he's been on tour.
But over the next few weeks and months, as more details started to come
it was
out,
him, boy.
defending
Look at him.
David started to
Weird
become
ass nigga.
harder and
Any
harder.
nigga that do his face like this.
Weirdo. Because almost immediately after the story went public, everything around David started to get quiet. Shows began getting canceled, his tour dates started disappearing, and eventually, he basically stopped being seen altogether. No comments, no announcements, nothing but silence. And because David wasn't saying anything himself, the internet started filling in the blanks, and that's when the rumor started. Now, at this point, more about the situation had been released from the authorities, and it wasn't sounding good. Apparently, the body that had been in the back of the Tesla had been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Hernandez, and as it turns out, the only reason police had even been alerted to the car was because the Tesla had already been reported as abandoned and it was towed to an impound lot. Then, while it was sitting at the impound lot, workers had noticed a horrible smell coming from the vehicle and called the police. And once the officers searched the car, they had found human remains inside. And somehow, that Tesla was registered to David.
Then, fast forward to yesterday, and the LAPD identified the body in David's car as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who was reportedly missing from Riverside County in April of 2024 when she was just 13 years old. Her body was described as severely decomposed, and you had NBC News also reporting that the remains were not intact, and it appeared she had been dead for an extended period of time. Right, and as far as how she was identified, the medical examiner noted that the body had a tattoo on the right index finger saying shh, and a woman claiming to be Celeste's mother contacted TMZ to say she thought it could be her daughter. Right, and then with all that, you had some noting that it appears that David also has a shh tattoo on his finger, and from there, TMZ says that they forwarded the information from the mother to LAPD's homicide division.
Once Celeste's name and age were released, and David was still quiet and saying nothing, the internet raced to figure out who she was and how she could have possibly been connected to him in the first place. And what people found was extremely disturbing. Almost immediately, old photos, Discord messages, TikToks, and comments all started resurfacing that made it seem like Celeste and David had allegedly known each other for a long time. And these weren't just random people making random Twitter posts and theories about the situation.
Right.
Because some of the things that people had been finding had apparently been online for months and years way before the situation even started. And these posts were going viral online. For example, an account by the name of Inglesy
whoever was in looking at this shit again though, like whoever was in, like who says that? So David, look at the post, bro. David says in his Discord, he says, at everyone, I'm in a song crisis right now. Somebody fucking responds and says, drop the one with the missing girl. And he puts her whole entire name, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. So you in a Discord chat with a nigga who you know is a weirdo? And you sitting here talking to him and a fan of his music, and man, I don't know. Niggas be, boy, some of these people, gang.
And these posts were going viral online. For example, an account by the name of Ingleezy had tweeted on September 17th, which was only like 8 days after the news had been announced, "I have been trying to expose David since 2023.
Damn.
And in the screenshot, he shares a Discord conversation of him discussing with someone else that David only adds underage girls to his Discord's friends list. And the guy re-adds, "I'm not joking either." And for those of you that may be a little bit confused, essentially, David had a private Discord server with a bunch of people in it, including Celeste, and when the tragic news first broke about David and the body found in his car, which was apparently Celeste, a lot of people that were in that server started leaking a lot of weird messages that apparently David said, or weird things that David had apparently done while in the server. And there was a lot of evidence as well, with some people from the Discord server dropping whole proof threads of evidence on Twitter supporting the fact that David was guilty of whatever he did, and that he had been preying on Celeste for years before that. You also had big Twitter accounts like Fearbuck posting supposed TMZ confirmed screenshots of the singer David paying off some people to keep quiet about Celeste. And here you see in this image of David apparently giving them something. Now, obviously without context to this screenshot, that may sound hard to believe. However, a video was found on TikTok that was posted 10 months before the Celeste body was found and this whole situation started, of someone saying the same exact thing about this picture, that apparently David was paying them off to keep a secret.
Popular artists got caught giving thousands of dollars to kids.
However, since he used a David song in his background and his video was copyrighted because of it, I definitely can't use the audio in this video. But the point of the video still stands. This TikToker called out David a whole 10 months before the body.
But I'm saying, if you called him out, why you got his song playing in the background? I don't know, bro. Get your ass off. This is why I be saying the internet. Some of y'all niggas be tripping on the internet. If this go to call the popo, huh? The fuck is you on TikTok? What we gonna do with this information? Go to the police, nigga. The fuck? Giving thousands of dollars to kids, bro.
Was found and this whole situation was started. And after the David stuff finally went viral, everyone in the comment section was saying that he was ahead of his time and was confused why this video never went viral back then. A lot of people also started combing through David's song lyrics and found out that he had made a song in December of 2023 that references somebody named Celeste in one of his songs, with some of his lyrics saying, "Oh Celeste, the girl with the name tattooed on her chest, smell her on my clothes like cigarettes, I hear her voice each time I take a breath, I'm obsessed, oh Celeste, afraid you'll only love me when undressed." And yeah, just insane lyrics to allegedly be talking about someone who was underage at the time. But if all of this wasn't crazy enough for someone to believe, including all of the chat logs and Discord chats that were released, there was another piece of evidence that came out back then that was almost irrefutable, which was an account called Robin River. Now, for quick context, usually on the internet, when something bad happens that involves someone who has a public social media account, the first thing people like to do is go back through their old posts and try to look for some kind of indicator or evidence that they were going to commit said crime. And when randomly scrolling through one of David's old TikTok comment sections, there was one person in the comments that called out the exact alleged crime he would get investigated for a year and a half before it even happened. And that was when Robin River randomly commented on one of David's TikToks and said, "Waiting for LAPD to get your for messing with a 13-year-old girl." And this was said February 26th of 2024. And being that everything about David was being revealed in September of 2025, this means that this random person knew about everything that was going on with David multiple years before it was ever announced to the public.
This comment from last year proves David is 100% guilty. So while people were digging into the David situation, they found this comment by a person named Robin River. At the time of recording, the comment is still up and I can 100% confirm it's real. If you read it, you can see that they knew about David messing around with girls that were not of age all the way back in 2024. Who this Robin person is and how they know this, I don't know, but I will investigate. I'm gonna reach out to them and update you guys if they get back with me.
So obviously, this comment and the entire account blew up all across social media, with this comment, before David's account was deleted, getting upwards of 150,000 likes.
Damn.
And the account that's obviously a spam account because it has no post or any profile picture, gaining over 200,000 followers. With practically everyone wondering who was behind this account. So yeah, when you put all of this circumstantial information together, people online could really no longer defend David. But for the next few months, there still wasn't any major answer from the police. David hadn't been arrested, the case was still being investigated, and most of what people had to go off of was everything that was being dug up online. But fast forwarding to July of 2026, and we have a lot more information from the courts. So let's go through some of the information. According to the court records, investigators allegedly believe that David first met Celeste through Fortnite and Discord when she was still a child and he was close to adulthood. From there, the prosecutors say the relationship.
This is why I would never let. I'm not gonna say never, but this is why I would not. I'm not letting my kid. Even when my little cousin comes over to like spend a night or something like that, like when his dad drop him off. Yeah, you can play Fortnite. And I think he's just turned 9. So he was 8, but when you can play Fortnite, but as soon as you're not finna be talking to no people. So we'll go on the game and turn off. Cause I don't know what these kids talking about. I don't know who else is on here. I don't know who gonna ask you, hey, what address are you at? Yeah, like that's a big ass open pool. And I remember when the internet first was like coming out. Like I'm old enough to know. I was born in 98. So I'm old enough to know. Remember when the internet first came out. I remember when the day Instagram got popular. I remember that. I was in 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? We used to be texting on Kick, and I remember when the Xbox Live and PlayStation Network was first coming out and getting popular. It was at a point where I remember I had the internet at home. We didn't even have Wi-Fi set up. We had to figure out how to get a router and set up the Wi-Fi. Like we had the internet, but I didn't even know what the fuck Wi-Fi was. I'm like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old or some shit like that. And I remember it used to be on so many TV shows. We used to have programs at school, before and after school camp, summer camp. People used to come and tell us, talk about stranger danger and don't give people your number online. And you know what I'm saying? Don't meet up with people online. And I think it's so crazy that it started from there to now, niggas is really flying girls out, and girls is really getting on planes and going to the other side of the country and linking with a nigga they never met before. And it's crazy. But I don't think it gets talked about enough. You need to get your ass off the internet trying to link up with people and get cool. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you can't meet someone on the internet, but kids don't need to just be able to be on Fortnite and talk to their friends and, hey, what's going on? No. Not my motherfucking kids.
Continued behind the scenes for years while David's music career was getting bigger and bigger. Also, according to the prosecutors, this alleged relationship didn't even stop when Celeste's family tried to intervene. After her parents confiscated her phone, prosecutors claimed that David allegedly paid another student around $1,000 to secretly give her a replacement phone so they could keep communicating. From there, prosecutors say that the two continued to spend time together throughout 2024, including weekends at his Holiday Hills home and even trips to places like Las Vegas, London, and Texas. But by late 2024, prosecutors say the relationship started to become unstable. And by March of 2025, Celeste allegedly sent David a text message that showed she was clearly unhappy with the situation. And in the message, she allegedly said, "All we do is have sex and just hang out, man. I want more than that for myself." And by April 22nd,
13-year-old girl saying that.
David and Celeste reportedly got into a lengthy argument in which Celeste threatens to disclose information about the relationship to end David's career and destroy his life. And I'm pretty sure after that, you can take a guess as to what happened soon after, with her last known to be alive around April 23rd.
And I'm convinced that, because if y'all know the story, so her body was found in his car outside of his house. The last time she was known to be alive is when she got in an Uber. She got in an Uber, rode the Uber all the way to his house after an argument. They was in the middle of an argument, which is fucking insane to even think you're arguing with a 13, 14-year-old. This is sick. But so she comes over there after the argument. And I think at this point, from my understanding and what I gathered from it, is at this point, she was fed up with how he was treating her or whatever he was doing with her. And I think she came over there and she threatened to expose him for talking to her. He was like, no, the fuck you not. So he lured her in an Uber from her house, which is an hour and damn near an hour and a half away from his house. She got in an Uber late as hell at night, left her house at home, came to David's house. That's the last time she was known to be alive. That's the last time her phone sent the text message. That's the last time anything. And I think he killed her to try for her to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So that she wouldn't expose his secret. And killing her is what actually ended up exposing his weird ass secret. You fucking sicko. And I cannot wait until he get life in prison.
Court filing, prosecutors say that the messages between David and Celeste included references to sex, pregnancy, abortion, and Plan B emergency contraception. This is all extremely important because, again, Celeste was under the age of 14 at the time prosecutors say that this all began. So this is not just evidence of communication. Prosecutors are using these messages to...
But God, how is the dad not doing? Like, what the fuck is the dad doing? Because if I'm dad, bro, he not making it to jail. I'm trying to tell you right now, bro. That nigga ass, that nigga ass would have got his ass smoked. You touch a kid, nigga, you're supposed to go on the ground, nigga. I'm sorry, bro.
Argue that there was an ongoing pattern of abuse, secrecy, and control. The messages about pregnancy and Plan B show that this wasn't just emotional or online, it was physical.
And the sick thing about this whole situation is the timeline. Because looking at this and seeing when she was reportedly killed, it says that David released an album, he did a radio interview, he did a music video for the song One More Dance, which depicts David placing a bloodied body into the trunk of a car, and a bunch of other events as if his life was just perfectly fine. You can also look at the timeline and see the more sinister things that David ordered during this time period as well. David orders 2 chainsaws on Amazon. David orders a body bag, heavy duty laundry bags, and blue inflatable pool while reportedly using a fake name. And he allegedly ordered a burn cage on Amazon under the same fake name in a plan to incinerate evidence. And all of this stuff is just sick. They also recovered over 40 terabytes of data connected to the investigation, which contains explicit images and videos involving Celeste, along with what they described as
40 terabytes? Do y'all know how much fucking 40 terabytes is, bro?
Significant amount of illegal material on his device. And in April of 2026, David was arrested in connection with the Celeste death, where he was booked without bail and charged with a laundry of crimes like first-degree capital murder, which, if convicted, he potentially faces life in prison or the death penalty. And him being charged with all of this now makes sense as to why he wasn't arrested immediately like everyone was calling for on the internet, and instead arrested months later, even after the internet was releasing tons of convincing information, which was because they had to build a rock-solid case that was strong enough to bring these charges. But even with everything the prosecutors laid out, David has pleaded not guilty to the capital murder charges, which is kind of crazy to me, being all of the evidence that was laid out. But the case still has to go through the court before anything is officially decided. And I wish this was the last we were hearing about David until we got a guilty verdict, but apparently a couple days ago, a song was released on his Spotify called Marcessence, which refers to something being withered or dead. However, it was quickly removed 8 hours later.
Breaking news, David just released a brand new song while in jail, and we now have the lyrics. I mean, this is absolutely insane. So many people were shocked when they logged on Spotify yesterday and saw a brand new song from David titled Marcessence, which was then deleted just hours later. The lyrics go, "I hide my face from you, my lies conceal the truth, but what are you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do if you don't have the proof? Who said I even knew?" He then repeats, "I think I know, I think I know." It then goes, "Stop wasting my time whenever you cry. It's so obvious you can't handle what you know you signed up for. And
talking to a little fucking
as you lay
kid,
by
bro.
my side, it's so obvious you can't handle what you know you signed up for." It then ends off with a chorus of him repeating, "I think she knows, I think she knows." And what people found out was that this was actually an unreleased song titled I Think She Knows, recorded on March 4th of 2025 during the Withered sessions. It was later leaked on April 20th of this year, and just yesterday it was uploaded to his Spotify under the title Marcessins before being taken down just hours later. We don't know exactly who uploaded it, if it was just on a schedule or if it was someone from his team, but before it was taken down, almost everybody recorded the entire song and the music video.
And obviously, David himself couldn't have released this song because he's sitting in jail. But it just doesn't make sense how someone from his team would accidentally release a whole song, especially given the circumstances. It's just insane. But yeah, this whole case is disturbing to say the least. I don't know how a human can do that to another human and just act like everything's normal, or even get in a situation like that to begin with. And hopefully David is found guilty and receives the death penalty. So let me know what you guys think.
Damn, he said hopefully.
FBI, open up!
On the popo, huh? He said hopefully he get the death penalty. Damn. But I can't even hate on it, because you touch kid, nigga, you supposed to go on the ground. That's the like the worst. That shit damn, like, bro, you touch, not only did you touch a kid, abuse a kid, and then you killed the kid and tried to hide it. No. Yeah, it's grass, boy. I don't think he can get the death penalty though, because it's in California. I don't think let me see. Does California have the death? I highly doubt California has the death penalty. Oh, they do. California still has the death penalty, and juries can still sentence individuals to death. However, executions are on hold due to an official moratorium established by Governor Gavin Newsom in March 2009, which closed the execution chamber and dismantled the lethal injection protocols. So you can still be sentenced to death, but I guess it take a long time. But I thought it took a long time in every case. Let me see something. What states have the death penalty? I know Texas does. 27 states authorize the death penalty along with the federal government. Damn. 27? I didn't know it was that much, nigga. So, okay. So I'm gonna list the states if anybody that give a fuck, because this is actually interesting to me. Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, North Carolina, Ohio, but they have an execution pause, Oklahoma, Oregon, which also has an execution pause, Pennsylvania, which also has an execution pause, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, and Wyoming. I didn't know that. I thought only a few states still have the death penalty. Damn. Yeah, get his ass up out of here.